Hey accountants, welcome. It's Ryan Bakey today. In this video, I'm going to teach you exactly why every firm needs SOPs, standard operating procedures, in their firm. By the end of this video, you'll learn exactly what an SOP is, why you need them to scale your firm, how to build and implement them, and why they are the single biggest unlock between you and getting your time back. Okay. The sort of paradigm shift that I had when it came to why you need SOPs, what are they exactly for, how do you build them? I always go back to this analogy of Domino's. So if you think of a Domino's pizza chain, a Domino's in Ohio runs exactly like a Domino's in Texas. Not because they hired the same people, but because each location was handed the same SOPs. The recipe card for every pizza is posted at every station. The new employee that working at the Columbus location doesn't have to figure out how much sauce goes into a pizza. They read the card. I used to tell myself that being a CPA, that my work was too nuanced, too judgment heavy, and that I can never hand it off to anybody. That belief to me felt like a quality standard. What it really was this pretty much refusal for me to just write the recipe card to build the SOP. And in the moment that I started building SOPs, I discovered something that was uncomfortable. Most of what I did was repeatable and that my team could follow a clear process just as well as I could. And your firm works the same way. Consistent quality doesn't come from always having you in the kitchen. It comes from the recipe being posted on the wall. Okay, so what an SOP is it's a step-by-step document that explains exactly how to complete a specific task in your firm. A good SOP is going to include a purpose, the actionable steps in order, any tools or software or resources that the person may need to use, and also it needs a way for it to be marked complete so that the team and everybody knows that this person completed the task. And each SOP needs to be embedded in the task and tax dome. Okay. Now, why do you build SOPs? You don't want any tribal knowledge in your firm. Tribal knowledge is when one person, often you, knows how to do something that no one else does. And so if you or somebody else that's a key employee ever leave or get sick, everything stops. When every process lives in someone's head instead of a written, clear document, SOP, your firm is one bad week away from chaos. SOPs eliminate that risk. They also make hiring easier, training faster, and quality more consistent. Because the standard isn't based on what I remember or what I was taught anymore. It's written down. Okay. So how you want to do this is you want to start by identifying every single task that you personally do more than 3 times. Okay. I had to e-file a return more than 3 times. I had to request e-signature documents from a client more than 3 times. I had to reach out to a client more than 3 times or 3 times to get their information. For each one of these, record yourself doing it. Okay, so we use 2 main tools for this. We use Google Docs and we use Loom. Okay, so you want to take the steps and put them in a written checklist. Don't aim for it to be perfect the first time. Aim for it to be useful. The SOP doesn't need to cover every single nuanced edge case on day one. It just needs to cover the standard path of how to complete that task. Okay, once you have the SOP created for that, the next thing you want to do is embed the SOP in every single task inside a task zone. Okay, that way that when the task gets generated in your pipeline, the employee opens it, sees the task, and sees exactly what to do, step by step, without having to come to you. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys just a little kind of quick peek example of how we put this into practice. So an SOP would be like I'll share with you this one. So this is an SOP on how to e-file a tax return. Okay. The purpose of this is to ensure that the client's federal and state tax returns are e-filed to the IRS and applicable state authorities. Step number 1, pull up the client's approved draft return and e-signature documents inside a tax zone. You are then So they pull that up. Then you are to compare the tax due refund amounts on the approved return and the e-signature documents versus Drake. Why you do this? Well, if the software updated or if something changed, we need to make sure that the e-signature document and the approved return that the client approved is the one that gets filed, right? Make sure the bank info matches the e-signature documents in Drake. You make sure that the direct debit or deposit, step by step by step. Okay. Exactly what you need to do. And now each SOP is going to have a Loom video at the top. So what the Loom video is going to basically go over, open up the SOP, show them exactly how to do that, and you put it inside of this document. Okay. Now the sort of the second part of this, the second part that you want sort of to kind of like have is, okay, now that I have the SOP, I needed to embed it somewhere. Okay, where does it live? Well, it's going to live inside of the task in Taxiom. Okay, so this is just an example. We have a task for preparing a tax return inside of Taxiom. The SOP lives inside of the task, lives inside of the job description. So when I'm an employee and I get assigned that task, I don't have to go anywhere to look where the SOP is. I can click the link and the SOP pops right up for them. Okay. So when you have the SOP, you embed it inside of the task, inside of TaxDome, so that it automatically generates and fires off when that employee goes to do that task. So I want to challenge you this week. If you find yourself doing the same task 3, 4 times or more, and you still believe that you're the only one that can do it, record yourself doing it once, write down the steps, and hand it to a team member and see what happens. You might be surprised at how capable they are when you give them a real system to work from. In the next video, I'm going to cover exactly what a task in TaxDome entails and sort of how this relates with the SOP. If you got value out of this, if you liked it at all, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below. I do my best to look at everything and respond back. But thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.